Tensions between Republican representatives Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene came to a head on the House floor as Greene called Boebert, quote, a little witch with a bee, amid frustration at the Colorado Republicans' move to try and force a vote on impeaching President Biden. Now, during votes Wednesday afternoon, Boebert approached Greene over statements she made earlier in the day for critiquing her move to force an impeachment vote, according to the Daily Beast. Here's a little bit of that video. You can see the interaction here. Now, though it's inaudible, C-SPAN's camera caught the interaction. Both were shooed from the middle of the House floor.
According to the Daily Beast, the battle between the two of MAGA's biggest stars popped off after Boebert confronted Greene on the House floor about comments Greene made about her. The discord between the two first started months ago over their competing resolutions to impeach President Joe Biden. So like the genesis of the fight is, stop trying to impeach Joe Biden. I'm trying to impeach Joe Biden. Get on board with my effort to impeach Joe Biden.
Exactly. So Marjorie Taylor Greene is accusing Lauren Boebert of basically usurping her, long-held plans, public plans to have these articles of impeachment, because specifically Lauren Boebert needs to do fundraising.
Right. And that's the main thing here. This is all a cynical fundraising tactic. Neither of them are going to successfully impeach Joe Biden, but they like to send out fundraisers that say, look at us, fighting to do just that, get rid of Joe Biden, donate here. Honestly, this is not a very flattering, really, situation for either of them, including because it's clear that they are both upset at each other for the it's a grift that both are doing and only one wants to do. I mean, also there is some, alliance differences. Marjorie Taylor Greene, as I've mentioned many times, is much closer to Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy. He defended her, back when she was coming under so much media criticism for having said, the Jewish space lasers or the things she was brought up in her past. McCarthy really had her back, and she's been very loyal to him, and she's been trying to kind of convince the MAGA base that no, he gets it. He understands he should be Speaker. Boebert was with Matt Gaetz in being totally opposed to this, tried to hold it up. There was, I think, a lot of acrimony between them over how many votes it took. This is honestly starting to operate or resemble reality TV or like the Desperate
There was even a bathroom fight, apparently, back in January that the Daily Beast reported on between the two women. Greene, at that point, allegedly confronted Boebert in the women's bathroom off the House floor, accusing her of being disloyal to McCarthy, to your point, whom Boebert was refusing to support for Speaker. She said, allegedly, quote, you were okay taking millions of dollars from McCarthy, but you refused to vote for him for Speaker, Lauren. And of course, the exchange on the floor that we are looking at video of right now, what was said has been corroborated by several witnesses, including, conservative witnesses, who say that, yes, she called her a little bitch.
Well, and then Semaphore confirmed it.
Yes.
The news outlet Semaphore spoke to Marjorie Taylor Greene, who said, yes, I called her that. She has genuinely been a nasty little bitch to me. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene telling a news outlet that she said this. She asked whether there was any chance the two would reconcile after the confrontation. Marjorie Taylor Greene said, absolutely not. So this is they are enemies. They're gonna. This is.
There's only one lane. This town isn't big enough for two fierce female MAGA fighters. Although it is interesting, I think in the context of all of the McCarthy mishigas earlier this year, the liberal media was struggling to identify how there could be different factions within the so-called MAGA world, because they don't have a very sophisticated understanding of the dynamics at play within said world. So
nailed it, exactly.
Yeah, like superficially, they're two people who generally want to impeach Donald Trump, et cetera, et cetera. But this interesting kind of like McCarthy being seen as too establishment, too insidery, not fiery enough for someone like Boebert, who's really committed and out there, versus Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's positioning herself a little bit differently. It just completely escaped the notice of the media, who basically just framed that whole escapade as, look at how wonderful the Democrats are for standing together behind Hakeem Jeffries. and no critique at all of the squad for failing to use the similar opportunity 2 years ago to get power for the left or anything like that. It was a very flat version of the discourse.
I mean, there are all these factions on the Republican side. The Republican Party, both in Congress and then the broader conservative movement, is all over the place. It's still working through some real ideological differences, differences of personality, differences of priorities, and that really emerged during the speaker fight.
These allegiances are interesting. So Byron Donalds, during the speaker fight, was one of the people who was holding up the votes for Kevin McCarthy. He was one of the people that was the alternate voting choice for folks who were wanting to demonstrate.
Although he didn't put himself forward as that. The opposition on one of the votes chose him.
Sure, but he spoke to press a great deal. I think he came onto the national stage in a big way through all of the media that he did around that effort to extract more from McCarthy for this wing of the Freedom Caucus. In this scenario, however, he disagreed with Boebert's decision to force a vote so quickly on impeachment, saying, we do have a process of doing things.
Right.
This is all from the Daily Beast article. Impeachment is at such a high level that there should be some process for that. So changing winds, changing allegiances, not clear exactly what this is all about.
Well, Byron Donalds has done himself very well. I think this is a name that is rising. I thought he did a great, hey, that's the name of our show. I thought he did a great job after the Trump CNN town hall. He was the conservative political figure that was on the panel to discuss it. Honestly, I thought he did a better job than Trump himself in pivoting away from unfriendly ground and just saying this is the agenda. It's what we should be doing. It's great. Biden's terrible. He's going to be a player in all this. I think he's making it. He's on good, solid ground with real conservative people, and it also clearly has some esteem from other people in the House that he was selected as the rallying point. So, more so than Marjorie Taylor Greene or Lauren Boebert.
And Lauren Boebert, remember, she narrowly won re-election by, 500 votes or so?
Narrowly.
So I think that Marjorie Taylor Greene's statements about her needing the fundraising money are probably on point. They all have a shared interest in maintaining control of the House, and you would think that you would want to also have Boebert stay in that seat.
I mean, there's really a problem in conservative political fundraising, and I'm sure there's probably an equivalent problem in Democratic fundraising. I'm not trying to say this is only a problem on the right. I'm just more familiar with it because I get more fundraising emails from, I've been in conservative media circles, so I have a better understanding of how Republican figures raise money. And there's just so much, honestly, it's on the level of, a Nigerian prince needs your social security number to harvest the blood diamond or something. We're gonna invalidate the election results, or we're gonna restore President Trump. All you have to do is donate this money. Claims that are not, or sometimes media figures, I won't name them, but they'll send out, join me to help us defend President Trump. But if you look very closely, $99 are going to this person and $1 is going to some Trump thing. Trump himself has done this. Remember when I called him out for, and others did as well, for trying to do fundraisers for Blake Masters, the Arizona Republican Senate candidate, where if you click the expand window, you see that donating here, 90% of the money goes to Trump. The rest goes to Blake Masters. So there's a lot of scamminess in Republican political fundraising these days that is not good, but I'm sure there is a grift in Democratic circles as well.
I'm sure there is. I am not on very many Democratic fundraising emails.
I mean, I have given a grand total of $0 to either party over the years, but for some reason, I keep getting them. All right, Bri. Well, this week actually marks the 2-year anniversary of me hosting this show. It's been a wild ride, and I can't wait for more. It feels like it was just the other day that I started out here, but
I can't believe it's been over a year for me. Robby, time really does fly when you're having as much fun as we do.
How about that? We'll have more Rising right after this.